a new topic, part C, Java Server Pages, or JSP. So usually we just call JSP. All right. First, we want to look at this question, why we need to use a new technology, JSP technology. So we need to go back to look at our servlet technology, and we want to see what is the main problem here. All right, so we like to look at the data processing part in servlets. So let's look at a simple servlet. This example from our textbook. So here I put the main part of the code here. Mainly we just want to look at this part. Okay? Pretty short, but we can see a lot of things here. First, we can see in Java, each servlet should be a subset, a subclass of this special servlet, HTTP servlet. Because we do not want to start everything from scratch. So we have something, so there are a lot of basic things wrapped inside this HTTP servlet. When we write our code, we only need to provide our business-related code. So this part, we're mainly doing our business. Everything else, we use the superclass, HTTP servlet. So that idea. Another thing here, we use this annotation, @override annotation. So here, regarding the annotation, probably I need to give you a presentation of this topic, annotation topic, because the modern Java programming, people use more and more annotations. So if you are not familiar with this concept, annotation technology, actually, it is very hard to understand most of the Java programs. So at some time, when we move to advanced part, so I need to give this annotation topic, brief presentation of this topic. So right now we know we want to override do post method because it is originally built in the HTTP servlet class. Here, when you do the annotation, you tell the compiler, check this class. I want to override an old method in its superclass. Okay, so you tell compiler that. So the compiler will check it and try to give you some information. For example, if you type something wrong, the compiler will complain, right? But if you do not do this @override annotation, the compiler won't check it for you. Okay? The compiler just treat this as a brand new method. You just create your own new method. So the compiler won't check it for you. So that's the reason, it is better to put this annotation. All right. Next, server provides two HTTP objects in order to do your business. Now we need to do our business in this method. But in order to do that, you need two important objects, HTTP objects. HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response, these two objects as two parameters for your method. Okay? So this method, you can see when this method is created, the server already provides you the basic things you need, these two objects. Underlying these two objects, the server does a lot of work. In the previous video, we call it dirty work. the servlet does. So the dirty work is do the translation. Oh, yeah. So do the translation. So what kind of translation? From HTTP response. Remember the HTTP response. Only your translation. So actually the server does the translation. Okay? When the server does the dirty work translation, the server translates the HTTP two things, right? Request, response. So request, response does the translation. Request, it is translated to HTTP servlet request. Response, translate this direction. Yeah, because you get this object first. Before you send it back to the client, the server does the translation like that. Okay, so that's the dirty work we talked about last time. Yeah. So with this, now we as the Java programmers, we just sit there, yeah, because the server has done all the preparation. We just sit there, write our code here to do the job, to do the data processing job. All right. Now, let me explain the main data processing job. We as the Java programmer, we need to do it. Right? First, set the content type response header. Okay? Set content type response header. We learned the structure of HTTP response in our module 1. In that, we know we need to set the content type. This content type is for the web browser. How do you tell web browser how to display the content, right? So you need to tell the web browser how to display the content, right? Here, we tell the browser the content, after the browser see this content type, the browser knows it can handle it. Text/HTML, the browser can handle it. So the browser will present, return the data. All right. Someone may need to turn off the microphone. Yeah. Yeah, noise, a lot of noise. Yeah. All right. But sometimes, if you set content type, the browser cannot handle. For example, if you set the content type PDF, the browser cannot handle PDF. Sometimes, old browser, new browser can handle that. Old browser needs, Acrobat Reader. The new browser can handle it. All right, Excel, right? Yeah, Microsoft Excel, then the browser needs to call Microsoft Office to display the content. Okay, so things like that. Yeah. All right. Then next step, we need to create an output stream object, because right now you need to return the content as an output, as your output. The output needs to use a connection object. The connection object is of this form, output stream object. So it's a stream object. So here we use this line, print writer out response.getWriter. This will return this output stream object. Okay, so you can write output. This print writer, let's take a look at this print writer object. Okay. It is used to send text content. Text content. Usually you have text content. Sometimes you also send binary content, right? Now, sometimes you may return the binary content. And in this class, because you can see print, right? Print. Only text you can print, right? So you can print, you can see, you can read, right? Print for read, for our users to read. Yeah. So that's why from its name, you can see the designer trying to make it, make people know this is for text content. Yeah. When you need to send binary content, you need to use a different stream object. A special stream object only used for the binary data. Yeah. All right, later I will show you that object. All right. Now another thing you need to pay attention is the order. So what order? The order you do here in your code is important. You should set the content type first. Then you create the output stream object. When you create the output stream object, the content type header can be used, can be entered in this stream object. Yeah. So later, when you send the data, the content type information will be carried to the client side. Otherwise, if you forget to do that, or if you make the wrong order, right? So you may do this after you create the output stream object, then the information won't be there. So you will get problem, okay? So the order here is important. All right, next. Now, when we write the content, finally, we need to produce the output content. Here you can see just regular Java strings. How do we write output regular Java strings? Okay. Yeah. Remember the output here, we want to send to the user. Usually, we expect the user use the web browser to display. Web browser. Okay? So here you can see you use the HTML format. Although if you use plain text, no problem. Okay? Plain text, then you won't use the browser just to display the plain text. There is no special features from HTML. Yeah. So here, typically, we generate HTML content and return to our users. At the end, we complete this method. At the end, we need to release the memory resource used by this output stream object. This output stream object, it occupies main memory resource. Okay? Memory resource. We don't want to, waste it. Yeah. All right? So we should release it. If you do not release it, Java garbage collector will do this at certain time, but that's not good because the Java garbage collector won't remove it immediately. Java garbage collector will try to find the right time to get involved. It does not do this cleanup job immediately. So then, you waste some resource. So that's why, as a programmer, it is our responsibility. We should close the stream object. All right, after this, so you can see that's the whole procedure. We write our data processing program in a Java servlet. Okay? Yeah, so here I give you the general procedure. All right. But when I talk about this, I point out a very important thing that will be related to the JSP is this part. Look at this part. Okay? we produce Java regular strings, right? Yeah, because we can enter many strings, many lines. Here we just do one line, right? One line here. You can do line number 2, number 3, number 100, right? Any number of lines we can put it. Large number of strings. Then we had a problem. Okay? So when you do more and more programming like this, eventually you will feel this is a lot of tedious work. Okay? Yeah. Very boring. So not efficient. Then we move to our new technology, as we learn at this point, the new technology